Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to the online viewers. Today, November 29, 2023, the Negros Occidental Sub-District Engineering Office will conduct a pre-bid conference for 11 proposed projects from their Early Procurement Authority for 2024 National Expenditure Program. So before we proceed to the pre-bid conference proper, may we have a short prayer to be led by a volunteer. Our Father,
Let's now put ourselves in holy presence of God and share this time in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, as we are about to start our pre-bid, please enlighten our hearts and minds that this activity will be successful. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
thank you, ma'am. We are streaming live on YouTube by DPWH Negros Occidental Sub-DEO-BEC. So I request to turn your cell phone in silent mode. Thank you. So may I ask Sir Mark, Head of the Procurement, to call the roll to determine the quorum of the committee.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. In order to determine if the bank is in quorum, we shall have a roll call. Please say present or here once your name is called. Engineer Jose Alvi Fruto, bank chairperson. Engineer Pedrito R. Bautista, bank vice chairperson.
Present.
Engineer Harold Miguel L. Puy, bank regular member.
Present.
Engineer Benji C. Moraca, bank provisional member.
Present.
Engineer Maribel G. Zamora, bank regular member. Engineer Raul A. De La Torre, Implementing Office Representative. Engineer Marco Vincipido, Head Bank Secretariat, present. Engineer Jesus E. Tia Jr., Head Bank DPWH. And Engineer Janaros G. Atienza, Member Bank DPWH. It is also informed that observers were duly notified and invited but not attended this pre-bid conference. That would be also.
Thank you very much, Sir Mark. So since we have a quorum, I now call to order the pre-bid conference at 2:09 in the afternoon. So for the presentation of the contract data and other instruction to be other related information, may we have engineer to present the data. I will now give the floor to Sir Mark.
So we have contract ID number 24GQ0011, rehabilitation / or major repair of road slope protection structure along Bacolod-Murcia-DS Benedicto to San Carlos City Road, S00427NR, kilometer 42 plus 200 to kilometer 42 plus 308. Contract ID number 24GQ0018, construction of road slope protection structure along junction DS Benedicto to Spar 16 to Calatrava Road, S00001NR, kilometer 59 plus 455 to kilometer 59 plus 550. Project number 3, contract ID number 24GQ0022, road widening along Bacolod North Road, S00425NR, kilometer 121 plus 199 to kilometer 122 plus 000. Contract ID number 24GQ0023, road widening along Bacolod North Road, S00425NR, kilometer 134 plus 437 to kilometer 135 plus 582. Contract ID number 24GQ0024, road widening along Bacolod-Murcia to DS Benedicto to San Carlos City Road, S00427NR, kilometer 70 plus 332 to kilometer 70 plus 807. Contract ID number 24GQ0026, widening of bridge, Ansuan Bridge, B00303NR, along Bacolod-Murcia to DS Benedicto to San Carlos City Road. Contract ID number 24GQ0027, construction of flood control structure Mabuni River along Bacolod North Road, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. Contract ID number 24GQ0042, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Pinapugasan, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. Contract ID number 24GQ0043, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Rizal, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. Contract ID number 24GQ0044, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Ugtungan, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. And contract ID number 24GQ0045, construction of multipurpose building, Sufronio Carmona National High School, Barangay Bagong Silang, Salvador, Benedicto, Negros Occidental.
Contract ID number 24JQ0011, contract name Rehabilitation for major repair of road slope protection structure along Bacolod-Murcia-DS Benedicto to San Carlos City Road, S00427NR, to kilometer 42 plus 200, to kilometer 42 plus 308. Locations, Don Salvador, Benedicto, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, San DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity EPA. Approved budget for the contract, 7,720,000. Scope of works, rehabilitation, major repair of road slope protection structure, including construction of paved shoulder and drainage canal. Contract duration is 93 calendar days. Major or similar category of works, RC-SPS roads construction, slope protection using structural measures, e.g. revetment, retaining structures, wirenet. Similar categories of works, FCSPS, flood control construction, slope protection using structural measures, e.g. revetment, retaining structures, wirenet. FHR, flood control, hydraulics, river control. Qualifier, major category of works, RCSPS, roads construction, slope protection using structural measures, revetment, retaining structures, wirenet. Example of qualifier is bidder must have complied at least one contract that is similar to the following works among others: stonemasonry, retaining wall, grouted riprap, geosynthetic, similar slope protection works with at least 50% of the item of work of the project. List of key personnel. Positions, major project manager with a number of personnel 1, minimum years of total work experience 5, minimum years of experience in similar works 5. Project engineer, number of personnel 1, minimum years of total experience 5, minimum years of experience in similar works 5. Project inspector, number of personnel 1, minimum of years total experience 5, minimum years of experience in similar works 5. Materials engineer 1, number of personnel 1, minimum years of total experience 5, minimum years of experience in similar works 5. Safety officer, number of personnel 1, minimum years of total experience 5, minimum years of experience in similar works 5. Foreman, number of personnel 1, minimum years of total experience 5, minimum years of experience in similar works 5. List of key equipment units. As for backhoe, number of units 1, backhoe wheel mounted 1, dump truck 1, cargo or service truck 1, water truck or pump 1, plate compactor 2, 1 bagger mixer 2, chainsaw 1, cutting outfit 1, walk behind roller compactor 1.
For the contract ID number 24GQ0018, with contract name Construction of Road Slope Protection Structure along Junction Benedicto-Spur 16 to Calatrava Road S00001NR to kilometer 59 plus 455 to kilometer 59 plus 550. Location, Don Salvador, Benedicto, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental DEO. Funding source, FY 2024, National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity. Approved budget for the contract, 14,474,430 pesos and 80 centavos. Scope of works, construction of 54-meter sheet pile and 18-meter gabion and 95-meter line canal and paved shoulder. Contract duration 179 calendar days. For the major or similar categorical works, RCSPS, roads, construction, snow protection using structural measures like revetment, retaining structure, wire net. FCSPS, flood control, construction, snow protection using structural measures. FHR, flood control, hydraulics, river control. For the qualifier, RCSPS, roads, construction, snow protection using structural measures like revetment, retaining structures, and wire net. Example, bidder must have completed at least one contract that is similar to the following works among others: stone masonry, retaining wall, grounded rooftop, geosynthetic. Similar snow protection works with at least 50% of the item of work of the project. For the list of key personnel for the position of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, foreman, the number of personnel is 1. For the minimum years of total work experience and for the minimum years of experience in similar works is 5 years. For the list of key equipment units, backhoe, number of units 1, dump truck, number of units 2, water truck, number of units 1, motorized road grader, number of unit 1, concrete vibrator, number of units 2, one bagger mixer, number of units 1, bar cutter, number of units 1. Bar bender, number of units 1, cargo truck or delivery truck, number of units 1. Plate compactor, number of units 2, walk behind rollers, number of units 2, vibro hammer, number of units 1, truck mounted crane, number of units 1.
For contract ID 24GQ0022, road widening along Bacolod North S00425NR, kilometer 121 plus 199 to kilometer 122 plus 000. Location, Calatrava, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity or EPA. The approved budget for the contract is 38,737,700. Scope of works, road widening, road with a width of 3.05 meters on both sides and a thickness of 300 millimeters, including 1 meter by 230 millimeters thick paved shoulder, drainages, slope protection structures, safety devices, and construction of damaged paved roads, 2 lanes. Contract duration is 176 calendar days. The major similar category of works, RCP roads, construction, PCCP. Similar categories of works, RRP roads, rehabilitation, PCCP. RCTP roads, construction, tunnel, PCCP. For the qualifier, for the major category of works, RCP roads, construction, PCCP. For the example of qualifier, bidder must have completed reconstruction and slab replacement, including base course covering 50% of the item of work for the project. For the list of key personnel, for the position of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer 1, foreman. The number of personnel is 1 for the minimum years of total work experience, and minimum years of experience in civil works is 5. For the list of key equipments, 1 unit of backhoe, 2 units of dump truck, 1 unit of bulldozer, 1 unit of payloader, 1 unit of motorized road grader, 1 unit of vibratory roller, 1 unit of water truck or pump, 4 units of transit mixer, 2 units of concrete vibrator, 1 unit of concrete batch plant, and 1 unit of concrete spreader, 1 unit of concrete saw, 1 unit of bar cutter, 1 unit of blade compactor, 1 unit of one bagger mixer, 1 unit of backhoe.
For contract ID number 24GQ0023, contract name road widening along Bacolod North Road S00425NR, kilometer 134 to plus 437 to kilometer 135 plus 582. Locations: Calatrava, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental sa DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity EPA. Approved budget for the contract is 48,250,000. Scope of works, road widening on both sides of the road with a width of 3.5 meters and a thickness of 300 millimeters, including 1 meter by 230 millimeter thick paved shoulder, drainages, slope protection structures, and safety devices. Contract duration is 197 calendar days. Major or similar category of works: RCP roads construction PCCP. Similar categories of works: RRP roads rehabilitation PCCP, RCPP roads construction tunnel PCCP. Qualifier: major category of works: RCP roads construction PCCP. Example of qualifier: bidder must have completed reconstruction and slab replacement, including base course covering 50% of the item of work of the project. List of key personnel. For positions of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer and foreman, number of personnel 1, minimum of years of total experience 5, minimum years of experience in similar works is 5. List of key equipment units. Backhoe 1, dump truck 2, bulldozer 1, payloader 1, motorized road grader 1, vibratory roller 1, water truck or pump 1, transit mixer 4, concrete vibrator 2, concrete batch plant 1, concrete spreader 1, concrete saw 1, bar cutter 1, plate compactor 1 bagger mixer 1, backhoe wheel mounted 1. Contract ID number 24GQ0024 with contract name road widening along Bacolod-Murcia-DS Benedicto-San Carlos City Road S00427NR to kilometer 70 plus 332 to kilometer 70 plus 807. Location: San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental Sub-DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity. Approved budget for the contract, 18,256,135 pesos. Scope of works, road widening on both sides of the road with a width of 3.05 meters and a thickness of 280 millimeters, including 1 meter by 230 millimeters thick paved shoulder, drainages, slope protection structures, and safety devices. Contract duration, 126 calendar days. For the major or similar category of works, RCP roads construction PCCP. Similar categories of works, RRP roads rehabilitation PCCP. RCTP roads construction tunnel PCCP. construction and slab replacement, including base course covering 50% of the item of work of the project. For the list of key equipment, for the position of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, foreman, number of personnel is 1. For the minimum years of total work experience and for the minimum years of experience in similar works is 5 years. For the list of key equipment, backhoe 1 unit, dump truck 2 units, bulldozer 1 unit, payloader 1 unit, motorized road grader 1 unit, vibratory roller 1 unit. Water truck or pump 1 unit, transit mixer 4 units, concrete vibrator 2 units, concrete batch plant 1 unit, concrete spreader 1 unit, concrete saw 1 unit, bar cutter 1 unit, plate compactor 1 unit, 1 bagger mixer 1 unit, backhoe 1 unit.
For contract ID 24GQ0026, widening of bridge and so on bridge B00303NR along Bacolod-Murcia-DS Benedicto-San Carlos City Road. Location, Don Salvador, Benedicto, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity or EPA. Approved budget for the contract is 7,720,000. Scope of works, widening of transition road on both sides with a width of 3.05 meters and a thickness of 280 millimeters, including 1.50 meters by 230 millimeters thick paved shoulder, snow protection structures, and safety devices. Contract duration is 60 calendar days. For the major and similar category works, RCP roads, construction, PCCP, similar categories of works, RRP roads, rehabilitation, PCCP, RCTP roads, construction, tunnel, PCCP. For the qualifier, for the major category works, RCP roads, construction, PCCP. Example of qualifier, must have completed reconstruction and slab replacement, including base course covering 50% of the item work of the project. For the list of key personnel, for the position of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, and foreman. Number of personnel is 1, with minimum years of experience, total work experience, and minimum years of experience in similar work is 5. For the list of key equipment units, 1 unit of backhoe, 2 units of dump truck, 1 unit of bulldozer, 1 unit of payloader, 1 unit of motorized road grader, 1 unit of vibratory roller, 1 unit of water truck or pump, 4 units of transit mixer, 2 units of concrete vibrator, 1 unit of concrete batch plant, 1 unit of concrete spreader, 1 unit of concrete saw, 1 unit of bar cutter, 1 unit of plate compactor, 1 unit of 1 bagger mixer, and 1 unit of backhoe.
For contract ID number 24GQ0027, contract 9, construction of flood control structure, Mabuning River along Bacolod North Road, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. Location, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity, EPA. Approved budget for the contract, 96,500,000. Scope of works, construction of concrete slope protection revetment structure on steel sheet pile foundation. Contract duration, 320 calendar days. Major or similar category of works, FCSPS flood control construction, slope protection using structural measures, revetment, retaining structures, wirenet. Similar categories of works, RCSPS roads construction, slope protection using structural measures, revetment, retaining structures, wirenet. FHR flood control, hydraulics, river control.
Major or similar category works, PHC, ports or harbors, causeway. FHD, flood control, hydraulics, dam. Qualifier. Major category works, FCSES, flood control, construction, slope protection using structural measures, revetment, retaining structures, wire net. Example of qualifier, bidder must have completed at least one contract that is similar to the following works, among others. Concrete revetment, gabion revetment, wire net, stone masonry, retaining wall or flood wall, grouted riprap, geosynthetic. Similar slope protection works with at least 50% of item of work of the project. List of key personnel. For the positions of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, and foreman, number of personnel is 1, minimum years of total experience is 5, minimum years of experience in similar works is 5. List of key equipment units. Backhoe 1, dump truck 2, vibratory roller 1, water truck 1, motorized road grader 1, concrete vibrator 2, 1 bagger mixer, bar cutter single phase 1, bar bender 1, cargo truck or delivery truck 1, plate compactor 2, walk behind rollers 2, vibro hammer 1, truck mounted crane 1.
Contract ID number 24GQ0042 with contract name Construction of Multi-Purpose Building, Barangay Pinapugasan, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. Location, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental Sub DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity. Approved budget for the contract, 4,949,620 pesos at 75 centavos. Scope of works, construction of multi-purpose building including earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, plumbing works, electrical works, mechanical works, and finishing works as indicated in the plans and specification or as directed by engineer. Contract duration 180 calendar days. For the major similar category of works, BICWO PLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame 1 to 5 story. BICWP HCCP, buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame cast in place piles. BICWP LCCP, buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame cast in place piles. BICWP-HCDP, buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete driven piles. BICWP-LCDP, buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete driven piles. BICWO-PHC, buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete. BIL, buildings industrial plant, low-rise. BIH, buildings industrial plant, high-rise. BIM, buildings industrial plant, medium-rise. For the qualifier of major category of works, BICWO PLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame 1 to 5 story. Example, not applicable. For the list of key personnel for the position of project manager, project engineer, and project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, foreman, number of personnel is 1. For the minimum years of total work experience and the minimum years of experience in civil works is 5 years. For the list of key equipment units, 1 bagger mixer, 2 units, cargo or service truck, 2 units, water truck or pump, 1 unit, generator set, 2 units, welding machine, 1 unit, concrete vibrator, 2 units. Bar cutter, 1 unit, bar bender, 1 unit, cutting outfit, 1 unit, plate compactor, 2 units.
For contract ID 24GQ0043, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Rizal, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. Location, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, Sub-DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity. The approved budget for the contract is 4,949,849.77 centavos. Scope of works, construction of multi-purpose building, including earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, plumbing works, electrical works, mechanical works, and finishing works as indicated in the plans and specification or as directed by the engineer. The contract duration is 180 calendar days. For the major and similar category of works, BICWO PLC buildings construction without piles, low-rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. For the similar categories of works, BICWP buildings construction with piles, high-rise, concrete frame, cast-in-place piles. BICWPLCCP buildings construction with piles, low-rise, concrete frame, cast-in-place piles. For similar category works, BICWPHCDP buildings construction with piles, high-rise, concrete frame, driven piles. BICWPLCDP buildings construction with piles, low-rise, concrete frame, driven piles. BICWOPHC buildings construction with piles, high-rise, concrete frame. BIL buildings, industrial plant, low-rise. BAH buildings, industrial plant, high-rise. BIM buildings, industrial plant, medium-rise. For the qualifier, major category of works, BICWO PLC buildings construction without piles, low-rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. For the example of qualifier is not applicable. For the list of key personnel for the position of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, and foreman. Number of personnel is 1. Minimum years of total work experience and minimum years of experience in similar works is 5. For the list of key equipment units, 2 units of 1 bagger mixer, 2 units of cargo, a service truck, 1 unit of motor truck, pump, 2 units of generator set, 1 unit of building machine, 2 units of concrete vibrator, 1 unit of bar cutter, 1 unit of bar bender, 1 unit of cutting outfit, and 2 units of blade compactor.
For contract ID number 24GQ0044, contract and construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Ortuman, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. Locations, Escalante City, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, Sub-DEO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity. Approved budget for the contract, 4,949,901.44. Scope of works, construction of multi-purpose building includes earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, plumbing works, electrical works, mechanical works, and finishing works as indicated in the plans and specifications as directed by the engineer. Contract duration is 180 calendar days. Major or similar category of works, BICWO PLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. Similar categories of works, BICWPH CCP, buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, cast-in-place piles. BICWPLCCP, buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame, cast-in-place piles. BICWPHCDP, buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, driven piles. BICWPLCDP, buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame, BICWO-PHC, buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame. BIL, buildings industrial plant, low-rise. BIH, buildings industrial plant, high-rise. BIM, buildings industrial plant, medium-rise. Qualifier. Major category of works, BICWO, PLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. Example of qualifier not applicable. List of key personnel as per the positions of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, and foreman. Number of personnel is 1, minimum of years of total work experience is 5, minimum years of experience in similar works is 5. List of key equipment units. 1 bagger mixer, 2 units. Cargo or service truck, 2 units. Water truck or pump, 1 unit. Generator set, 2 units. Welding machine, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 2 units. Bar cutter, 1 unit. Bar bender, 1 unit. Cutting outfit, 1 unit. Plate compactor, 2 units.
Contract ID number 24GQ0045 with contract name of construction of multi-purpose buildings of Ronyo Carmona National High School, Barangay Bagong Silang, Salvador, Benedicto, Negros Occidental. Location, Don Salvador, Benedicto, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, Sub-EO. Funding source, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity. Approved budget for the contract, 4,949,820 pesos and 9 centavos. Scope of works, construction of multi-purpose building with scope of work, covered court 16 meters by 30 meters including earthworks, concrete works, finishing, painting works, and electrical works. Contract duration 120 calendar days. For the major or similar category of works, BICWO PLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 story. BICWP HCCP, buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete, cast-in-place piles. BICWP LCCP, buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete, cast-in-place piles. BICWP HCDP, buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete driven piles. BICWP LCDP, buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete driven piles. BICWO PHC, buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete. BIL, buildings industrial plant, low-rise. BIH, buildings industrial plant, high-rise. BIM, buildings industrial plant, medium-rise. For the qualifier of major category of works, BICWO PLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 story. Example not applicable. For the list of key personnel, for the position of project manager, project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, foreman, number of personnel is 1. For the minimum years of total experience and the minimum years of experience in similar works is 5 years. For the list of key equipment units, 1 bagger mixer, 2 units, cargo or service truck, 2 units, water truck, 1 unit, generator set, 2 units, welding machine, 1 unit, concrete vibrator, 2 units. Bar cutter, 1 unit, bar bender, 1 unit, cutting outfit, 1 unit, plate compactor, 2 units. Schedules. Deadline for submission of clarification, December 6, 2023. Deadline for submission of bids, December 13, 2023. Number of copies of bids proposal, 1 original copy for technical and financial envelope of its bid. Place of submission of bids, Conference Room, DPWH Negros Occidental, Sub-DEO, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental.
For the eligibility requirements, we have Class A documents, legal documents, valid PhilJobs registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, as per GPPB Resolution Number 15, Series of 2021. Technical documents, we have statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules with certificate of acceptance. Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. Original copy of bid security in the prescribed form, amount, and validity period, or original copy of notarized bill securing declaration and project requirements, which shall include the following: organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' key personnel, example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. List of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project as the case may be. List of contractors' minimum material testing equipment as per DEO 11 series of 2017. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement and, if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of a joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For the financial documents, the prospective bidder's audited financial statement showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities, stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC. For Class B documents or for joint venture, valid joint venture agreement, and if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case of the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Please take note that for manual submission of bids, the technical documents is preferably book-bounded. The contents of technical documents are preferably numbered, paginated consecutively in the right-hand top margin and signed below page number by a duly authorized representative for both manual and electronic submission of bids. Any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient document in the required checklist is a ground for outright rejection or non-complying of the bid. For the submission and receipt of bids, so here are the contents of the second envelope or financial proposal. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. Duly accomplished detailed estimates form including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with a bid, and cash flow by quarter. Please take note that for manual submission of bids, the financial documents is preferably book-bounded. The contents of financial documents are preferably numbered, paginated consecutively at the right top margin, and signed below page number by duly authorized representative for both manual and electronic submission of the bids. Any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the required checklist is a ground for outright rejection or non-complying of the bid. So here are the common reasons for rejection of bids, ineligibility, and post-disqualification of bidders. Failure to submit the original copy of the surety bond certified by the Insurance Commission indicating the name of project, the procuring entity, and name of contractor. Shorter bid validity and bid security validity period. Overlapping of pledged equipment and committed key technical personnel. Failure to indicate the validity of bid in the bid form, and late submission of bid. We also have failure to submit supporting documents, example, certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project if equipment pledge is to be leased or purchased. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project, or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Unsatisfactory CPES rating. Here are the common errors in the submission of bids. Single proprietor, signatory should be the owner or proprietor only. For corporation or cooperative, the Board of Secretaries certificate and board resolution. For joint venture resolution or agreement. For partnership, as indicated in the Articles of Partnership. For the bid security, the bid validity period is 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. For the bid security validity period, it's 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. So the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security enumerated below. So we have cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable LC issued by a universal or commercial bank. So the amount of bid security for the mentioned items, not less than percentage of the ABC, is 2%. For surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security is 5%. For the bid evaluation, the financial component of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The bank shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. So here are the following factors to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices. So for completeness, no price in required item, non-responsive, indicating a 0 or a dash, read to the government. All prices are deemed to include all taxes. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable BOQ, shall be considered non-responsive. For arithmetical corrections, bid prices and figures versus words, words prevail. For total price per item versus unit price per item, unit price prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items, actual sum prevails. Unit cost and detailed estimate versus unit cost in BOQ, BOQ prevails. If above ABC, it is disqualified. For post-qualification, verification, validation, and ascertainment of statements made and documents submitted, we have the legal requirements, licenses, certificates, permits, agreements, and exclusion in any blacklist. For technical requirements, we have key personal minimum work experience requirements should be satisfied, availability and commitment of major construction equipment, failure of the prospective bidder to state the complete technical description of the pledged equipment and the specific location, whether owned, leased, or under purchase agreement, shall result in the bidder's automatic post-disqualification for award of contract and forfeiture of its bid security as per DEO number 58, series of 2012. For technical requirements, performance in ongoing government and private contracts, negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project, or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works and complete ongoing contracts in the prescribed date after receipt of the notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance in the prescribed date after receipt of the notice of defects and failures. Substandard quality of works or unsatisfactory performance per contract per conditions at the term of inspection. DEO number 127, series of 2018, strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of the post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with DPWH. Authenticity and correctness of bid security, financial requirements, bid price proposal, and NFCC. So here are the notes on the personal and equipment requirements of the project as per DEO number 9, series of 2012, or technical requirements for civil works projects for public bidding. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that one personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded to the contract, and 2, he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. Also, the bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded in a contract under bidding. These certifications shall be included in the first envelope of the sealed bid. Also, to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should specify in the submitted bid the location of the equipment where they can be inspected, and if any equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified. So for the contract award, the contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. Contract award should be made within the bid validity period. Subcontracting is not allowed.
No other clarification of credits, and now all these compliments adjourned at 2:57 p.m. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, sir.